All right. So, evidently we don't have our intro music. Okay. We'll have it next week because we know you guys.
I can sing it. I know it pretty well.
You know it pretty well. Okay. Well, we're gonna go without it, and that's one of the little technical things. We'll be back with our regular music next week. So, for those who have tuned in, this is Porch Talk Radio, and this is your host Eddie Adams, Jr. Here, and Willie Lawson is here.
Junior, but I don't go by Junior no more.
Okay, all right.
Not since I was like 8.
Since my daddy been around for a long time, and every now and then we was in the same space, so I'm proudly the junior, and he even started calling himself the senior. So, but he only need to do it when I'm around. So anyway, folks, this is it. We got a show for you today, and as usual, and sometimes stuff just happen because we do the agenda, this rough sketch. I mean, we really don't have a scripted show. We just kind of have an outline of what we want to talk about and what we want to say and when we want to say it and stuff like that. So that's pretty much how we do this thing. And folks who listened before know that that's what we do here. So let's get into it. I'm going to give you the info. I'll give you the phone numbers and the email address and the websites and all that kind of stuff, and kind of tell you what we're going to do. I remember when we was in school, and they said, how do you do a paper, and part of that paper was you tell people what you're going to, tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. That's how you do a thesis. So that's the process. So we're going to tell you what we're going to do today. We're going to incite you. We're going to give you some information. We're going to make you have a better day. Now we're fit to do it. And then when we're done, we'll tell you what we did. All right. All right. Okay. For those who do not know, and I know most of you guys, know the phone number here to call in. So if you want to be part of this talk show, you need to call in during the show. And the number you call during the show, if you want to be on Porch Talk Radio this morning, 813-251-9867. 813-251-9867. My cell phone number.
But you can call it anytime.
And I know there's some people I know waiting for me to give it. Eddie Adams' cell phone number, 813-230-3312.
Ready to go.
813-230-3312. All right. Website. For those who do not know, Porch.
There you go.
You're
Thank
late.
you so much.
You're late.
Well, thank you for calling. I'm so proud of you.
Well, website at porchtalkradio.com. That's the website. porchtalkradio.com. And Eddie's email address is Eddie, EDDIE, at porchtalkradio.com. Just to catch up, last week we had the hashtag Trump, hashtag Here We Are Trump. We had 12 people show up. We took photos. We posted them on Facebook. Got lots of comments from lots of people. So now it's your turn. So if you want to have an event, do something, and it's primarily black folks, and we had some a bunch of Hispanic.
We had a few
folks
people
show up.
of Hispanic heritage.
So again, we did not. The target was blacks, but because I had a bunch of Hispanic brethren and sisterin who basically said, "Well, can we come?" And of course I said, "Yes, you can come." I'm not going to say no to something like that, because that's not what it's about. It's really about showing unity and togetherness and that kind of stuff. So we did that. We're going to talk about the sponsors. Then we got to talk about the birthday party next week. For all those who have not heard, next Saturday is my birthday. Eddie Adams Jr. turns 65.
Dun, 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 dun.
And the government knew this January the 1st, and they start sending me the Medicare, Medicaid stuff. So for a whole 10 months now, every week I get at least 5 pieces of information about Medicare, Medicaid, and you're turning 65. In
case you've forgotten.
They have not let me forget. If by some chance I did not remember that I was going to be 65 this year, they took every opportunity available, and that don't count the phone calls that I get. Yeah, because they call my home phone. I'm glad they're not calling my cell phone, but they do call the home phone. So that's the phone number that the government got, and that's the reason for that. All right. That being said, we're going to talk about and introduce you and, let you guys know that the reason we are able to do this show is because we have fabulous sponsors. This is a paid program, and we've been doing this show for roughly about 8 years, but we've been here on TMP for about 2. So we ended up where we wanted to begin, but 8 years ago, this community was not ready for a herd of elephants doing political talk to the urban or the black community. The community wasn't ready, but now you're ready. It's important that we do what we do, and we have a reason for doing it. And it's really about educating. It's about us interpreting and giving you an alternative reason or alternative line of thought about the stuff that you only get one side and you only hear one side. And again, it's really, again, I know if I ever said anything on this show that you found to be incorrect in any shape, form, or fashion, I'm going to get about 20 calls from people saying, no, you're wrong. And they're waiting. And my half my job is to make sure nothing that I say is incorrect or is only opinion. And I definitely state the difference between the two, because everybody got opinions. And like my mom used to say, opinions are like buttholes. Everybody got one.
And they all stink.
So that's the Saturday morning wisdom that we kind of throwing out.
Enjoy your breakfast, everybody.
Yes, please. Our sponsors. We started this show out about 2 years ago, and we only had one sponsor, and they got us off the ground. They got us started, and they paid for everything for the first several months of the show. And that's the Hillsborough County Republican Executive Committee. And for those who don't know, and those who say, those folks have never done anything for you, those folks have never helped you, they did not support you. Again, some of it wasn't public, but they have always supported me to some degree or another. So I owe a lot to the Hillsborough County Republican Executive Committee and the current folks over there, Jim and the other folks that's running the Hillsborough County Republican Executive Committee. Thank you guys. You're doing an excellent job. And we're going to turn that red wave, we're going to turn that blue wave into a red wave here in a couple of weeks. So that's our job, and that's what we're going to do. Todd Jones, property appraiser. Todd's been with us for a while. Print Fast, John Desbrow and the folks over there at Print Fast, all your printing needs. The number, I'm going to give it to you. Go over there and tell John that we sent you here from Porch Talk Radio, 813-621-9444.
Hey, Eddie. You know John has got a car lot, right?
Yeah, he do. Tim got a car from there.
I got a car from there. Half of the Porch Talk Radio crew has a car from Good Guy Cars. It's on the same property as Print Fast at 8412 Sable Industrial Boulevard, over in the Sable Park Industrial Park. And I thought that we would feature a vehicle for you all to go look at. And this week our vehicle is a 2007 Cadillac Escalade. The selling price is $1299.99. This car, it gets 12 in the city and 18 on the highway because it's an Escalade, folks.
That's right.
It's a beautiful car. I've seen it. It's 2007 Escalade. It's got 111,000 miles on it. Got a 6.2 liter V8 engine and a 6-speed automatic transmission, electric seats, leather, kid leather. It's not Corinthian, but it's kid, and it's wonderful and soft and beautiful. Got a 3rd row seating, power windows and locks. The AC blows ice cold. Everything works. It's beautiful, and it's got some aftermarket 24-inch rims, so it's stylish. Looks good while driving down 22nd Street. Everything is excellent. Go over there and take a look at this vehicle. And again, tell John and Robert that we sent you. And the number for the car lot is 813-999-9992. That's 813-999-9992. Good Guy Cars.
Sound like Herman Cain now.
999, baby.
999.
That was obviously too complicated for folks.
Yeah. It was. They still don't get it. All right. Okay. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna, like I say, we talked about the birthday party next Saturday at the office. The office is located at 234 Bullard Parkway. You can't miss it. Because we got an acre and a half and we sit right there on the corner. And if you see the Temple Terrace Library, it is on one corner. The next corner is the place where we're going to be celebrating. You can't miss this because we got a big open field and we have a barbecue pit. And
the
a
building
tent.
is pink.
Yes.
You can't miss it.
Yeah, you can't miss it again.
Unless you're missing it on purpose.
Again. If they come to the birthday party, and we got room for everybody. So you cannot show up and we not have room for you because it's an outside event. And even if we have to move it inside, we still got plenty of room. So come have fun. We're gonna have friends and family, political foes, and folks who support what we're doing. So we got a little bit of everything. So again, we're gonna celebrate my 65th birthday party next Saturday. And sometime today, I will post it on Facebook and all the social media, and folks can grab it and send it to their friends and stuff, and we have hopefully a couple hundred people show up. And again, that's a problem I look forward to.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yes, it will. All right, so Brett Kavanaugh has made it through round one, and again, I said 3 weeks ago that someone said he had 55 votes. He don't need 55 votes. He needs 51, thanks to the Democrats. See the thing about stuff in Washington, D.C., and when folks have power, they tend to abuse it like they're never going to be out of power. And so when you do stuff to take advantage of a situation, and it hangs around long after your situation has disappeared, and it comes back to bite you in the butt. Some of that stuff should have never been changed. It should have stayed where it was, and it was where it was for a reason. But somebody say, oh, we're going to take the nuclear option. Well, guess what? It's still nuclear, and it's still the option, and those folks are now pulling their hair out. Because sometime before this day is over with,
Thanks, Harry Reid.
more than likely, he's going to be confirmed. And all that stuff we went through last night was folks doing their own thing and not realizing the future benefit of your actions today. And that happens often in Washington, D.C. And somebody is calling me, but of course, since I'm doing the radio show now, I cannot take your call. So but I did say that at the beginning of the show. So that's why I gave the number out. But again, if you call me during the show, now if you want to call and talk on the air, the number is 813-251-9867. So if you want to call and talk on the radio show, oh, we do have somebody want to call and talk on the radio show. We got a caller? Oh, we don't. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm mixing up the signals because I'm trying to do so many things at the same time. All right. Also, this is something else I have to talk about. Is Andrew Gillum. And again, I said in the past that we will not talk about Andrew Gillum if we didn't have to. We have to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. It's a lot of black folks out there shaking their head. They're doing the dog whistle black vote thing. You cannot just vote for somebody just because they black. I am telling you this. I have told you this in the past. All right. His top political issue is welfare. See, the Freudian slip.
You're fine. You're doing it.
Medicare for all, single payer health system. Again, if you believe that, I got a bridge over some swamp down in South Florida that I'm willing to sell you tomorrow.
Cheap.
But because really cheap. Because nobody, and the fact that somebody told you this and they've been saying it, and if you tell a lie long enough, you can get masses of people to believe it. Nobody is born with the right to have somebody feed you, clothe you, and take care of your health care needs. It just don't happen. Other places are doing it. You don't live there. If you think it's good, go. Go.
They're doing it. They're doing it, Eddie. But the other side of that conversation is that they're going broke doing it, and basically not doing it as well as we do what we already have.
Right, and the other thing, and again, I'm going down a list of his issues because when I get through with this, then we got a guest in here, and we're gonna give her the floor, and and again, sometimes it looks like we plan these things because this is a good friend of ours, and she has been part of organized opposition to transit tax, no tax for tracks. Matter of fact, she's one of the founders of that whole organized opposition to folks just taking money out of our pockets. And I'm gonna tell you about me. I don't like people taking money out of my pocket without my permission. And since I'm not giving permission, they intend to do it anyway. So we're gonna have that conversation too. Okay. Andrew Gillum, he wants to abolish the Federal Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, better known as ICE. Living in a state that's got folks coming up and down our thousands of miles of coastline. Because you got to take in consideration the coastline starts at Pensacola, goes all the way down to Key West, goes around, and goes all the way back up to Jacksonville. That's a lot of area. And you're going to abolish the areas such that we just become open season for everybody on the planet who can make it to our coastline with nobody's responsible for it. Again, to me, that's not only foolish, that's incompetence. You can't get rid of the agency that protects your shorelines. Okay? But again, somebody said that was a good idea. Okay, another one of his policies, another one of his issues is I am gonna make it part of my gubernatorial responsibility to impeach the current president. That sounds great.
I guess.
But you got to have a reason. You can't say I just want to impeach this guy because it's a popular thing to do and nobody likes the president. Well, none of us Democrats like the president, so why don't we impeach him? Again, that's the kind of thing you guys have been blown by the dog whistle. They blowing the dog whistle because they think these are the things that's going to make you hot and get you upset and get you to support them. But some of this stuff makes no sense. I'm going to impeach the president, and we'll find a reason to impeach him. Why you want to waste the people of Florida's time, energy, and money trying to impeach the president? You know how expensive that could be? When you could actually be doing stuff for the people here in Florida. I'm just saying. I'm throwing that out there. Okay, he brought Syrian refugees to his city, gave them a bunch of money, like they didn't have people in Tallahassee that needed help and support and all that stuff.
Like in Frenchtown.
Anyway.
If you know about Tallahassee, Frenchtown is basically the area where a lot of black people live.
Yeah.
And live in poverty there, because I went to school at Florida State. So I know that Frenchtown was one of those areas that really needed redevelopment and really needed help. And there were a lot of people who lived there who needed affordable housing and all sorts of services that the city of Tallahassee has not provided and has not provided during his mayorship there. So the idea is that because Mayor Gillum was more concerned about being a good soldier as a Democrat.
Yeah.
He was able to ignore the people of his own city.
Right.
And that's been problematic.
Okay, now, and this is the other thing, and I've heard this put a lot of different ways, but there's only one way you could put it. There is an ongoing FBI investigation of corruption in the city of Tallahassee. How can you say, I am the mayor, this is my city, there's a corruption investigation going on, but I'm not a part of it. I have nothing to do with it. It don't involve me. That's a leadership issue. I'm just saying, straightforward, any other place on the planet, that's a leadership issue. Well, there's corruption in Tallahassee, but the mayor knows nothing about it. The mayor's not involved with it. Then that, to me, that makes that mayor not a good mayor. I'm just saying, common sense will tell me either you're involved with it, and if you're not, then you're not on top of issues going on in your city. So that guy wants to be governor. He wants to have stuff going on in the state of Florida, and then he'll say, well, it don't involve me. I'm just the governor. All right. That's how that sounds. I'm making it, and I'm making the point, and for the most part, and this come from his website and come from issues from his campaign, and I'm calling him a failed socialist because him and Bernie Sanders. I mean, a lot of Democrats and a lot of liberals like Bernie Sanders. I mean, Bernie Sanders probably may be their candidate in 2020. I don't know, but I'm just saying, those are failed socialist policies if he's going to try to do the thing. Free education for everybody. It's a lot of free stuff. That free stuff is a dog whistle to black folks. You need to stop listening to it because it don't make no sense. Nobody giving you stuff for free. And they've been blowing that whistle every time they think they want you to show up. They throw out this, we're going to give you some free stuff. Stop. Ain't nothing for free. And I meant it the way I said it. I'm communicating. Ain't nothing for free. So, how he proposed to get money for education. And again, you should be upset because I remember, like I said, I'll be 65 next week. But I remember all the stuff that people were going through about alcohol. It is legal. You can buy it anywhere. And I worked in the hospital for 20 years, and I seen some of the result of alcohol. It is free. And if you got a drunk in your damn family, you know what alcohol is all about. So you're gonna legalize marijuana because it ain't killing folks. Alcohol is killing folks. If you don't know or you don't understand, look around your family and find that drunk that everybody in your family is upset with. Well, the gateway drug, and everybody, whether you believe it or not, is marijuana. If you ever been high, if you've never been high in your life, well, you go do some marijuana. Next thing you know, okay, that felt good. Let's make it better. Let's make it bigger, which is we as a people tend to want to do. So that's simple how we got a buzz off some weed now. But we're gonna make it legal, and we're gonna tax it. And we'll put a bunch of people in the hospital, and we're going to put a bunch of people in the grave because it's not illegal. And that tax thing, he want to raise corporate taxes 40%. Because it's corporation. See, again, that's another dog whistle. These are the folks on my list that I'm supporting on November the 6th. Rick Scott for Senate, Chad Chronister for Sheriff, Ross Spanos for Congress, District 15, Ashley Moody for Attorney General, Melissa Spivey, School Board Member, District 4, Jared Smith for County Court Judge, Group 5, Mike Islick for County Court Judge, Group 8, Dana Young for State Senate, District 18, Tom Lee for State Senate, District 20, Jamie Grant for State House 64, Todd Marks, County Commission, District 7. For City of Tampa Mayor, David Strass Jr. For City of Tampa City Council, District 1, Walter Smith II. See, those are the candidates that I'm telling you I'm sponsoring and I'm supporting. So again, I don't make no bones about it. When you go in, it's a secret ballot. You vote for whoever you want. Something I left off from last week, and then we're gonna get to our guests. For those who don't keep up with it, but again, it's a significant something, and this was supposed to be. I supposed to have talked about this last week. Eldred Tunch Woods won. Tiger, yes.
Tiger Woods
won the tour championship last week. It was his first tour victory in 5 years, and it was his 80th tour victory. 3 more, and he'll have the most of any golfer in the history of the sport. And he was only 1 stroke, and he won. The way you come back is you win a tournament and you make $9 million. And he was 1 stroke away from making another $10 million because they had the FedEx Cup was going on at the same time. So you want to come back, you do it like that. You make about $20 million and you go home and you celebrate. I'm back.
The most important part about that statement was that Tiger go home. If Tiger had just gone home before, after winning, Tiger wouldn't be in the state that Tiger ended up in. Just go home, get a plane, and go on home.
Well, I'm telling you something Tiger did that's going to improve his life. The girlfriend he got now is like half his size, so she can't beat him the way that other woman beat him. I'm just saying. So I'm throwing it out there.
You saying that,
she ain't big enough to beat him.
Well, you say that week after week, but the problem is that Tiger's on the juice, and Tiger's frame isn't big enough for that incredible swing he had for his body to do that. And now he's back because he's been able to rest. He's got like 4 back surgeries or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
And he's more mature, and now he's playing smarter. So
yes,
I've always cheered him. And golf needs Tiger Woods. I don't care what anyone
says. Hell
golf,
yeah.
Golf, because nobody watches that crap if Tiger ain't playing.
That's my first viewing of a tournament last Sunday 2 weeks ago against good football and golf. I watched Tiger, so that makes a statement there. So
Tiger ain't playing. Nobody's watching.
Yeah, ain't nobody watching. So okay, we're gonna do on this day, and then we're gonna talk to our guest Karen Jaroch. On this day, which is October the 6th, 1857, the American Chess Congress held its first national chess tournament in New York City. That's also 1857.
It's also the beginning of National Nerd Day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way to do it. But I'm just throwing it out there. I'm a chess player. I used to play tournament chess and all that kind of stuff a while ago. I just thought it was, good information. On this day, October the 6th, 1890, polygamy was outlawed by the Mormon Church. Now, again, they may have outlawed it, but there's a whole bunch of Mormon polygamists still walking around today. So, they got a couple of shows on TV that's about, escaping,
Sister wives.
As a concept, I just don't. We just bringing information. On this day, October the 6th, 1917, political activist Fannie Lou Hamer was born in a place called Ruleville, Mississippi. Again, I got a couple of listeners who Fannie Lou Hamer is one of their people.
Sweet.
Yes. And on this day, 1979, Pope John Paul II became the first pontiff to visit the White House. So, that's it. All right, sitting with us, and again, sometime it looked like we planned this stuff out. We've been working this stuff out. but with us is Karen Jaroch. Karen Jaroch is one of the original founders of No Tax for Tracks, and they have been effective, I want to say the last 10 years, 15 years, on both sides of the bay for being the organized opposition for using taxpayers' money to build railroads and track systems of all shapes and types and forms, because they know that it's been a waste of money all over the planet, except for Tokyo, Japan, where you got the density to make stuff like that pay. And again, I know there's a lot of places and a lot of people that talk about bus and transit. Well, bus and transit are not the same thing, because trains cost a hell of a lot more and has a lot more overhead than buses do. So, without further ado, welcome to Porch Talk Radio.
Well, thank you, Eddie and Willie. I really appreciate you having me.
Yes, so just get at it, because I know you got tons of stuff you want to say, and some of the information from the last show, you want to comment on it, because again, they have an organized campaign in which I have got at least 3 or 4 pieces of mail this week on why we should vote yes on spending money for transit. But see, transit often don't mean transit as we see it. It means somewhere in there there's some tracks. And that's why this big organized campaign is going on.
Right. Well, thank you. You were doing really well. I hate to interrupt you. Yes, thank you for pointing out No Tax for Tracks. We have been loosely organized since the 2010 campaign. When they tried to raise the tax in Pinellas in 2014, a group of organizers took the name. And we actually officially filed yesterday. You are the first. You have the scoop right here today.
All right,
we did file our PAC yesterday afternoon.
Okay.
So we are officially the organized opposition. We know offhand we are not going to raise the money that
Right.
the other side is raising. As a matter of fact, they're up to over $2 million, and I think they raised $1 million just in the last week alone.
But they got several billionaires in that group, so.
Oh, yeah. And if you look at the list, you're going to see the downtown developer crowd.
Yes.
The Lightning sports team owner being the primary one. He personally has given $250,000. And then through other entities, he has given as well, like the Tampa Bay Partnership.
Mm-hmm.
That is a elite group. You have to pay $50,000 a year to become a membership. It's like a super chamber. So they've given a lot of money. You even have some dirty tricks in my book.
Okay.
You have a coffee house, the House of Coffee, giving $125,000. And my friend Sharon Calvert, who blogs with Eye on Tampa Bay, looked into that, and that actually is a wholly owned subsidiary of Tampa General Hospital.
Whoa.
Yeah, so, I tell, and then Baycare, so, any state legislators, when these hospitals come around asking for money, and they're already recipients of our half-cent indigent care money, they're actually taking their profits and giving it to raise your taxes even more. And so what is in this plan? Like you said, if you look at all the glossy mailers you're getting in your mailbox every day, you think it's a road plan.
Somebody's paying for that.
That's right. You think it's going to help you get to dinner quicker. But I've looked at the plan. It is a $16 billion plan over 30 years. So your grandchildren, my grandson, and even his children are probably going to be paying for this. And it's really not the community-led effort that they would like you to believe. It is a downtown developer crowd, sports team owners, all these profiteers that are land speculators who are going to make a ton when they have these fixed guideways taking you down to their property. So it unfortunately is not about mobility, because I think that's what people really want to address here. They want to get to work quicker.
Mm-hmm.
They want to get to the grocery store, the sports team, the Home Depot or the grocery store. This isn't going to do it, because the road portion in there, number one, the road congestion funds, you cannot widen a road, you cannot build a new road with these funds.
Oh, wow. Okay, so what good is it gonna do us?
Right, well, you say, well, it's road money, what is it doing? Actually, if you can't widen a road, if you can't add a new one, they're giving them complete streets treatments, 450 miles. And what that means is they want the road to be useful for walkers and bike riders and as well as the automobile user. So in order to make it safer, and that is a noble cause, you do want to make some safety, but in these 450 miles, they're necessarily going to have to put these roads on diets in order to widen a bike lane or add a stripe for a new bike lane. So it's going to reduce speeds and actually cause more time traveling. There will be some timing of the lights, that's a good thing. It doesn't take $16 billion to do that, just
No.
a few million here and there.
Right.
And it will add some turn lanes for some intersections. So yeah, so there are some good things in there. But the bulk of the funds is going to be to quadruple the amount Hart gets of money, and then they're going to get even more for rail systems. And I could go into detail if you want on how costly that is. But I was on the Hart board. Taxpayers subsidize a typical rider $4 for a bus. In Orlando, they're subsidizing them $32, and that's each trip. So if they're
Wow.
going to work downtown on the train round trip, that's $64. You could get 8 bus rides off of one train ride out of that. So it's really not a good plan to do this. It's not flexible, and it's to benefit the special interests that are paying for this.
Well, see, this is the thing that people don't understand. You know, anytime somebody say, Tampa, and then Orlando, and then Miami, you comparing some corporate entities that are giants in the world. Disney has a reason to want people to get from Miami to Orlando quickly, because Miami is the largest city in the state. So they got a port, they got an airport, they got a lot of people who come from the southern part of the world, and they come to Miami. They don't come to Orlando, they come to Miami. So Disney said, okay, well, take a day trip to Orlando, bring us some money. And so they have a vested interest in making that happen. Again, you got a couple people in Tampa, but we don't have a Disney.
Right. Well, that's actually you have an excellent point there, and there is private interests that are building a train from Miami to Orlando.
Yes.
And they look at that. I think Disney is one of their major destinations for doing that. But if you look at Disney, Disney is like a city. Disney started off with a monorail, with a fixed guideway.
Right.
They quickly realized that wasn't going to move the people.
Nope.
Their bus system is bigger than Hart's. I mean, they know that the buses are going to take people where they want to be better than a train in a fixed track will take them, and at a much cheaper cost.
Oh yeah. And again, they did the math a long time ago, because I remember I'm from Lake Wales, and a long time ago, you know, we was in consideration. So all that land that they got over there for free, you know, to build Disney, you know, back in '59. I'm giving my age away, but 1950.
65 in a bit.
Yeah, 1950.
Yeah, you already gave it away.
Yeah, 1959, 1958. They was doing the investigation as to where to actually put Disney, and they put it where they did for a reason. And all the information, you know, was about getting off this train. It's kind of like Jurassic Park, you know. It's about, you know, taking the monorail across the man-made lagoon and getting off and having all this stuff. Well, that was what they built the dream on. They built the dream on that monorail. But that monorail probably been obsolete for 30 years.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well, you remember Busch Gardens had a monorail.
Yeah.
And they ended up getting rid of that one. So this is really bad on as far as mobility and what the best is. And, you know, I did serve on Hart Board for 6 years, and one of the things that would drive me crazy when I was on the board is some of the other board members' focus was on the choice rider. If you have a choice to drive, we want to get you out of your car. And I would say, look, there's a lot of people out there who don't have a choice, and we need to design the system that will benefit those who
Right.
need to get to the
Right.
medical needs.
Exactly.
And so
Necessity.
and you'll see in Houston and even in Los Angeles, The Bus Riders Association, I'm sure I have the name wrong, and I believe coupled with the NAACP, sued the LA transit system because when they start a rail system, it cannibalizes the bus service.
It does.
Because the
It does.
cost overruns.
Right.
Because of just the sheer subsidies that are required, even, for operating.
The maintenance.
Yeah, so, I hate to say, that it's gonna happen here, but, it's happened in other places.
It's happened everywhere else.
Yeah.
And the whole idea that we would think that we would do the very same thing the very same way better is foolish, actually.
Well, that's called insanity.
Well, it's called insanity. Yeah,
Absolutely.
and as someone who has actually ridden the bus recently, and I rode the bus out of necessity. I find that even currently that service is horrendous. That's a good word.
Yeah, there you go.
Horrendous.
Yeah.
And I find most people who rode the bus that I rode the bus with every day were only on the bus because they had to be.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if someone would have said, "Here's a car, here's the keys to a car," they would have been off that bus faster than lightning. So, yeah. So this idea that this is going to improve it, well, and Karen, so part of the stuff that they tell you that it's going to, they told us forever. Remember, it's going to congestion.
Right.
And what have we found out?
Well, it won't.
Okay, well, it will.
It will make biking and walking safer. It definitely will do that.
I'm too old
But,
and fat to be on a bike. I'm not 65, but I'm too old and fat to be on a bike.
It's too hot to be on a bike
Oh yeah.
in the midday. So, it's the other thing it'll tell you is that it's for bridge improvements. If you look at the plan, it's a 200-page plan. None of the bridge improvements are to be funded by this tax. So all the bridges will be improved whether the tax passes or not. So there's just a lot of deception on the ballot. They talk about having an oversight committee. Basically what that oversight committee is doing is enforcing the strict percentages that are prescribed now embedded in our county charter. What we're voting on is a charter amendment that is 5 pages, single-spaced, the very small font of regulation that is going in our county charter. And that's another reason right there to oppose it. It'll be set in stone, very difficult to change. As we know, autonomous vehicle technology is coming down the pipeline. And here we're gonna throw $16 billion into a 30-year train. And meanwhile, the other
1860
cities are
technology.
gonna be,
Yeah.
zooming along with autonomous technology, and
Yeah,
we'll be
that-
stuck back here in the 19th century technology.
Well, last I saw, they was actually taking up tracks. They're not putting down. Haven't seen new tracks put down in a while.
Mhm.
So the fact that, okay, so either they're going to, I'm going to tell you, one or two things going to happen. Either they have to put down some tracks and create some new right-of-ways for the trains to travel, or they will continue to take up tracks and be stuck with the ones we got left, which means there's no new territory. If the track ain't already down, that we're not gonna get it. So that means we stuck with what we got. And CXX actually used those tracks a lot. So now we're gonna overburden the same tracks. The CXX is complaining because they having a hard time keeping up the maintenance on the track. So if they're gonna share tracks with everybody else, guess what? Now the expense gets shared too. They love that.
Right. And then one other point I'd like to make, as you brought up CSX, the train that's going on the CSX freight lines is called a diesel multiple unit, meaning it's powered by diesel. So those environmentalists who
Hardly
think
green.
it's hardly green. The streetcar that they want to extend is electric from TECO. TECO burns coal and natural gas to produce the electricity. So you're basically would be subsidizing a coal burning streetcar and a diesel burning train. It which
Welcome
spews
to
out
1867, everyone.
Well, Back to the Future.
exactly.
I wanted to for a second
Go ahead.
because a lot of these transportation organizations, boards are regional. I want to expand for just a second the regionality of some of these boards and how they move farther and farther away from the voters.
Now, something that has not came up yet in our conversation about buses, and this is something sitting at a hard board meeting, got off a presentation slide, is that 49% of all the riders who are paying to ride the bus are black.
Yep, I am. Thank you.
That's a point. So anything that happens too hard one way or the other affects their ridership. And again, 49% of the ride. Now, I'm not talking about, you got blacks, you got white, you got Hispanics, you got Asian, you got all the different ethnicities of people. 49%, period. All the other people make up 51% of the riders of the HART bus system.
Yeah, I mean, and that's where I would go with the choice rider. They're looking to get airport executives who live in New Tampa a convenient leather seat ride to the airport that doesn't, cost them, or from downtown. And really, the transit-dependent person is the one that we need to look out for. And unfortunately, this plan is not going to do that. It's going to, it's basically a rail tax that is going to cannibalize the bus service. It's going to hurt the automobile driver because they're not getting what they're thinking. When they see those glossy ads with people in cars and they think it's going to fix their ride and their commute, they're going to have another thing coming when they see this plan start to get implemented.
Yeah. And again, I'm like this. I think that with all the money that the people who are sponsoring this and paying for this campaign, and it is definitely a campaign, is paying for, they expect to get a return on their investment, which any good businessman, I'm quite sure they've sat down and figured it all out, and what's the benefits going to be to Water Street development and other folks who got developments going in downtown Tampa. And again, this is a city thing too. The county don't get the return on their investment that the city's gonna get. So of course, they're making this big appeal, to folks in the city of Tampa, which is the urban core, because folks down in Riverview and folks on the outskirts of the county are not gonna get the benefits that the folks in the urban core is gonna get. So again, of course they're gonna push this, and they want everybody to vote for it, and they want you to pay for their inner city development.
Do I have time to make another point?
One more point.
Okay, so one more point is currently there is a funding plan that the county commissioners are looking at. Jim Davison has proposed something, and it's currently in the Citizens Advisory Committee. It would help with the funding for transit, for HART, but these funds, it would not raise taxes in any way, and it would actually free up funds for affordable housing. The problem with this tax is it's completely transportation related, and it's going to hurt struggling families and seniors and anyone on a fixed income. But there is a plan that doesn't take any more money. It uses existing revenues. It doesn't get us into debt, and it will help fund some transit improvements that will really, the community could really benefit from. All
right, Willie, final word. Gotta go.
I'm not for anything that makes my life more expensive.
Me either. and the general consensus has been, vote no for all the amendments. So again, they got some good ones that go down with the bad ones. But the nature of the legislature is the legislature to pass and make all this stuff go away, and we really shouldn't have to be doing this extra voting. So until next week. Same bad time, same bad station. See you. We love you, Tampa Bay. Bye-bye.